Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Addev Materials, Bold Entrepreneurship. Today, Marie Blanchard-Brunel, Marketing and Sustainability Director, and Péroline Olivier, Development Project Manager, will reveal the secrets of LEA, a product lifecycle analysis calculator that Addev Materials has developed internally. Marie, Péroline, hello.
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 Marie, we've already met in various podcast episodes, but Péroline, this is your first time here. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your role at Addev Materials?
Yes, of course. I'm Péroline Olivier. I'm working at Addev, which is the development and innovation team of Addev Materials. Before that, I made an engineering school in chemistry of polymers in Bordeaux. And after that, after my study, idea was to come back closer to my family's region, and I joined Addev Materials in 2014. I'm based at Addev Micelle, which is located at Saint-Chamond, even if I'm working for all the Addev Materials entities.
And more broadly, how do you foster innovation within Addev Materials? Which products are you currently working on, and which departments do you collaborate with?
Innovation at Addev Materials can be divided into three major sections. The first section refers to the sustainability development in line with our CSR policy. We adopt an eco-design mindset for the early stages of development in order to promote eco-responsible solutions. The second section refers to our will to work together in collaborative mode in order to anticipate the technological disruption and to be prepared for the challenges of tomorrow. And the third section is our ability to work in project mode. We are a mid-sized company composed of small structure, and this allows us to be really reactive. At Addev, we have the innovation part. The idea is to work on innovative products or technologies on strategic markets. It can be done by internal projects or also through collaborative projects with a consortium of several companies. We have also the development part on which I am. We have a specific request from a customer to develop a solution which fulfills his requirements. And also, we have the expert team who is there to help for product recommendation and also to support the commercial team. We have a lab located at Addev Micelle to allow us to do characterization and prototyping. We are working on very different kind of topics. I can mention, for example, hydrogen, photovoltaic, batteries, or aerospace. And to answer to your question, we really communicate with all the departments, sales for custom contact, purchasing and method to work on price offer, production to launch prototyping phase, quality, etc.
As a reminder, Marie, can you explain how sustainability is organized at Addev Materials? Perhaps with an overview of your policies and actions.
At Addev Materials, we usually say that to be profitable, a company has to be sustainable. So sustainability is really at the heart of our DNA and at the heart of our business model. In concrete terms, it means that we have put in place a policy around four main axes, which are really driving our business strategy today. The first one is the entrepreneurship. How do we create value? How do we innovate and propose some material solutions to our customer using as less resources as possible? Then, of course, an important axis is also regarding the men and women who are part of Addev Materials, because without them, we are nothing. So it's how we take care of those people and how we develop their competencies. Of course, the preservation of environment is key. We are working on our own consumption of energies, but we are also working on the waste and how we could improve what we propose to our customers in terms of materials. And this is something that we'll come back on later. And the fourth axis is, of course, the governance. How do we set some objectives and how do we put in place some indicators and how do we measure our performance? Because it's important to notice that it's not only word, it has to be very concrete action. And this is very important to get some real follow-up of our action plan and results. And one of the best proof of this is our EcoVadis gold medal that we get for the 5th years now. So we are very proud of this result. We've got a very good result of 78 over 100 points, and we are improving each year. EcoVadis is an external organization which is evaluating the performance in terms of corporate and social responsibility of companies. So today, all this sustainability policy and action is driven by our top management and especially by the COMEX team. And that's very important because it shows ways that everyone has to take, but it's really everyone business in the company. So even if we have a wonderful, small, dedicated team of 2 people. We are really in charge of driving the projects, who are in charge also of reporting. It's really the business of each department to build this sustainability policy and approach. So, of course, it's finance, it's human resources, that's operation, sales, and really everyone in the company.
And when discussing the impact of the products, you've created a tool named Lea. What is it exactly, Péroline?
We have worked with the EcoDo initiative consulting firm, and Addev Materials has developed Lea, the Lifecycle evaluation by Addev, which is an in-house tool for carrying out simplified lifecycle analysis. We can analyze flexible products, films, laminates, and adhesives. This calculating tool allows us to eco-design new solutions and to get customers involved in reducing their carbon footprint by offering impact comparisons. This custom-made tool, which is easy to use by the R&D, marketing, and sales team, leverages internal and external databases that cover the entire life cycle of a product: raw materials, manufacturing, packaging, transport, use, and end of life.
So, Marie, why did you develop this calculator and what are the goals of it?
During the last 2 years, we participated in a specific program called the Decarbonization Accelerator, which has been put in place by one of our shareholders, BPI. And the aim of this program was really for companies to work on a detailed action plan to reduce our carbon footprint and to reduce our impact on the environment. So we've been working quite hard with all the team on this project. And at the end, we finally managed to set a specific action plan in 4 topics again. One of them was, of course, to work on our own emission. So how to reduce our energy consumption, how to optimize our machine, how to work on the energy efficiency of each site. And the second one was, of course, to work more on the waste and how to reduce the waste and how to sort and recycle our waste. And we've got also a topic on the governance, of course, as I said before, because that's important to measure and to see how we progress. But one of the main important pillars of this action plan was really to work on what we've been calling the low carbon added value of our product. So that means how could we work on the product carbon footprint? How could we better work on eco-design? How could we optimize the raw materials purchasing? And how could we also work on what we call the scope 4? So it's how the emissions avoided at our customers. What is important maybe to understand is that Addev Materials is not a supplier. So we could work with our supplier on raw materials, of course, just to find some, I would say, more virtuous materials. But we have not really the end on this. So we believe that it's for us who are in between the suppliers and the customers, for us it's important to work on how we find some eco-design solution, working not only on raw materials, but also, as Péroline just mentioned before, on the transport, on the way we manufacture items, on the packaging, and on the end of life. A few months ago, we conducted a first life cycle analysis study. So we take, for example, a product that we were delivering to a specific customer that was painting, and we were delivering these paints in a rigid plastic container. And we have tried to propose him an alternative to this solution by working on flexible pouches. And we have made the comparison between those 2 solutions, paint in rigid container and paint in flexible pouches. So taking into account all the different steps of the product life cycle, as I said before. And we just realized that the solution with in the flexible pouches was really less impactful, with very good results on climate change, impact on water, or resource use. So we decided after this first experience that it could be really great to create this LCA calculator or Lea calculator and to propose it to our customers so that they could have a very simple tool to use to choose what could be the best solution with the best environmental impact.
We're talking about product lifecycle analysis. What exactly is considered in this tool, Peroline?
This is a tool for comparing the environmental impact of two solutions. As we have a lot of product at Addev Materials, first we needed to define a perimeter, and we can today analyze 5 product families: films, papers, fibers, laminates, and tapes. First, we are looking at the raw material used, if they have a recycled and/or biosourced part, how these materials travel to the converting site, is it by road, by boat, or by plane, and how far away. These are data on raw materials, but which has a significant impact on the carbon footprint of the finished product. After that, we consider the converting operations. We calculated from a previous work the average energy consumption for each Addev Materials production site, and we have access to the carbon footprint of the different converting processes. The model also takes into account the technical waste and subcontracting operations. Then we evaluate the outgoing transport. Where is the customer and how he is delivered? And to finish, we also consider the end of life of the product, and especially if it can be recycled or not. All those information give access to the complete carbon footprint that the product will generate, and comparison between products is showed in kilogram of CO2 equivalent.
Lea was launched a few weeks ago. Have you already conducted any comparisons or analyses?
So we worked on 2 business cases. First, we compared the 3-layer with the 2 layers. On the 3 layers, the buyer property as bring by aluminium. On the 2 layer, it bring by a coating. We also have a difference between the origin of PET. For the triplex, it comes from Scotland, and for the biplex, it comes from France. The carbon footprint comparison showed that we reduced our CO2 emissions by 34% by switching from the triplex to the biplex. On all the comparison units, raw materials, transport, converting, processes, and end of life, the laminate PET is less impactful than the triplex. Second comparison was made to compare 2 different processes: a liquid glue coated by a subcontractor and a tape lamination done internally. In both cases, solution is a PET with an acrylic adhesive. From an economic point of view, the price is more attractive on the liquid version than on the tape version. But what about the carbon impact? Our Lea tool highlighted that tape lamination is 8% less impactful than liquid coating deposition. Indeed, this process is much more energy consuming, and as we do it with a subcontractor, we also need to add some transports. So yes, we are economically more competitive with the liquid coating solution, but at the end, can this additional cost be compensated by a reduction in the carbon footprint?
Today, Marie, how do you project the development of Lea, and what are your ambitions for the future?
Well, we've just launched Lea. This has been presented internally to our sales team in July, and we have just made a recent communication campaign toward our customers with a very interesting video that you could find also on our internet website, and you will see what Peroline has just explained very well. And so we are really at the really start. So I would say that the first objective in the short term would be to get a lot of demand from our customers, to get a lot of use case, in fact. This is really an additional service that we want to offer to our customers. And we really want them to understand that it could help them in their own commitments toward the environmental issues and toward the reduction of their impact. So in the midterm, then, of course, we would like probably to expand the number of products and the category of products that are considered by the tool. Peroline has mentioned the flexible materials and also the adhesives, but what could be of an interest for us would be also to add some more liquid materials like the painting, the surface treatments or the coatings. And maybe one more longer term objective would be to have a kind of internal label, environmental label that could really rate, in fact, the kind of product solution that we propose from the best to the worst, so that it could be really clear for the customers on what kind of products they could choose.
And finally, to conclude, in terms of sustainability and innovation, what are the next challenges for Addev Materials?
So at Addev Materials, we have a purpose, which is converting industrial challenges into sustainable material solutions. And this means that we are really committed to provide our customers some innovative, alternative material solution that could help them facing their technological and technical challenges. We are talking about low carbon mobility. We're talking about energy efficiency, renewable energies. We're talking about health and well-being. So these are all new market trends that they have to address. And they also have to reduce their environmental impact, to reduce their waste, and to keep creating more values. So we really want to find and to propose them some solutions that could help them meet and exceed their commitments toward all these social and environmental issues. And this is why innovation and CSR has really to work hand by hand. We are working a lot with our suppliers because it's definitely part of this journey. We have to find some alternative raw materials with less solvent, with more recycled parts. But again, as previously said, that's not everything. We also have to work more on the way we manufacture, the way we pack, the way we transport. So definitely our challenges in terms of sustainability and innovation are really eco-design initiatives.
To me, this tool really highlighted that environmental impact is not only brought by the material itself. We all have in mind that recycled or bio-sourced products reduce our footprint impact, but in fact, it can be reduced from many other ways. For example, we saw that transport impact a lot, so working locally as much as possible is also very important. We also talk about processes and the different way we can use to convert a product, and it also has an impact. So finally, even a small modification can have a significant impact, and we need really to consider all the chain value. The footprint impact of a product must be taken as a whole, and the challenge is to share this message and make it easily understandable thanks to Léa.
And if I can add just a few words before we conclude, please do not hesitate to contact our expert if you want to try Léa using our email address, sustainability@addevmaterials.com. And we will be very pleased to study your use case and to find with you what is the best solution in terms of environmental impact.
Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us in this new episode of Addev Materials, Bold Entrepreneurship. We hope this episode inspires you to innovate and push further in the ecological transition. To keep up with all the latest from Addev Materials, visit us on LinkedIn and our website. Don't hesitate to subscribe to this podcast channel and never miss an episode.